PickFu's kind of a consumer research platform that allows anyone, entrepreneurs, marketers, to get rapid consumer research on product decisions, marketing decisions. You can think of it as a digital focus group. A lot of larger CPG companies will have those avenues for gathering market research. We're trying to somewhat disrupt that space by having this much faster, easier to use, where you don't have to have expertise to do it.
Welcome to Business Ninjas, brought to you by WriteForMe, where you'll hear from business leaders who are out there growing their business and slaying it every day. Learn from the masters. Let's get started.
Hi, and welcome to another episode of Business Ninjas. I'm here today with Justin Chen, co-founder of PickFu. How you doing today, Justin?
Great. Yeah. Thanks for having me, Andrew.
Oh, it's my pleasure. Appreciate you spending some time with us. Please tell us a little bit about yourself and about PickFu.
Sure. So I guess I'm an engineer by trade. PickFu's kind of a consumer research platform that allows anyone, entrepreneurs, marketers, to get rapid consumer research on product decisions, marketing decisions. You can think of it as a digital focus group that we ask a simple survey, and you could upload a few creative assets or marketing texts to get feedback on it.
Oh, excellent. And what's the origin story of PickFu? How long you been around?
Yeah, so my co-founder and I were building a completely different business. Years ago, we were doing a website redesign. And so we wanted feedback on different redesign options. We didn't find a service that suited our needs, so we decided to build a service. That's where PickFu came from. And we figured there were other entrepreneurs who wanted feedback like this. So we kind of threw it up on the internet as these things happen. And then we just kind of let it go as a side project for a while. It lived as a side project for a number of years. And then as we kept, iterating on it and improving it, it started getting more and more traction and kind of finding different uses out there in the different industries. And so, at a certain point, we decided to focus all of our efforts on it, and it kind of overtook the previous business.
Lemons into lemonade story in a big way. You had a need and no one could fill it, so you
Exactly.
decided to fill it for everyone else. Excellent. What year was that? When did that happen?
So we switched over to full-time around 2019, and we started growing the team, really focusing on improving the product as well. And so that's kind of when we had the inflection point of growth. But yeah, it was living as a side project for probably a decade before that.
Wow, excellent. All right. And what verticals are you serving at this point? Who are your clients?
Yeah. So when we first started, we thought it was going to be, any entrepreneur. But what we found initially actually was a lot of self-publishing authors testing book titles and book covers, which is a great use case. We started getting some game companies testing app icons or, app store screenshots. But our largest vertical is actually brands selling on e-commerce or in retail. So testing product variations, product concepts, branding, packaging, all the way down to the marketing creatives, marketing copy, that kind of stuff.
And how does the platform work? How is a sample audience polled through your system?
Yeah, so anyone can sign up for our service. It's free to sign up. There's no subscription to access the platform. So you would just create an account. We have this poll builder where you ask a simple question. So it could be as simple as, which product would you buy? Upload a few options. Maybe you have 2 different shoe images that you're working on. And then you choose a target audience. So you can do as little as 15 up to 500. You could either choose first come, first serve US, or you could target by demographics or perhaps behavioral interests. So maybe you want females who are cat owners, and that's something you could target on our platform. And then you just pay for the poll. We are going to reach out to our panel of people, and we're going to pay them to answer the question. And so not only will they choose which one they like, but they're going to give written explanations why and demographic information. And the nice thing is that it all happens within like 30 minutes to an hour. So you're going to get that feedback super fast, and you have something actionable to work on.
Wow, that's so up to the minute, as opposed to trying to, herd cats for a focus group and go
Exactly.
through one of those companies, which charges a fortune, frankly.
Yes.
And then by the time the data is disseminated to you, it's not as timely as this sort of platform.
That's right.
That's fabulous. And I mean, what are the most common problems that you're solving for your clients, other than just basically understanding, their market share and some basic opinion?
Yeah, so a lot of the use cases around and where a lot of people see value is when they're selling into a competitive marketplace. So, for example, people who are selling on Amazon or Etsy or mobile apps on the App Store, a lot of times nowadays people are less brand conscious when they're looking for something. So, you're searching for a teapot, you're not searching for a particular brand of it, and you don't really care whose teapot you're going to buy. And so, how it looks is even more important as we become a more visual society. And so optimizing those main images is by far our most popular use case, because each percentage you can increase on that click-through rate is going to trickle down to your conversions and ultimately impact your top line sales. So most people will come improving those main images or testing their main images against your competitors to understand why their images or maybe their product is not selling as well as their competition. Because when you look at stats or analytics, you may see that you're underperforming to your competition, but you don't understand why. And that's the qualitative aspect that we provide.
Interesting. Uh, Now, speaking of competition, do you have competition in this space, or is your competition in effect the old school model of polling and focus groups and things like that?
Yeah, that's more of what we see. So there's kind of two different angles to it. There's definitely the more enterprise market research tools, and then also the other processes around working with a research consultant or an agency and doing like a longer form, either focus or long form survey.
Mhm.
So a lot of larger CPG companies will have those avenues for gathering market research, and this is we're trying to somewhat disrupt that space by having this much faster, easier to use, where you don't have to have expertise to do it. On the other side, a lot of people are already doing this in some ways with ads. So some people use Facebook ads or Google ads to kind of test out different creatives or testing, MVPs of landing pages, things like that, to understand which one would people click on.
Interesting. Yeah, well, we all know about the viral, what color do you see things going on
Yes.
in the last few years, and I'm not sure who profited off that except for the platforms that those memes were put on, right?
Yeah.
Tell me about the last couple of years in COVID. I would think as people were stuck in home and people are working remote and glued to their devices, that your sort of platform would really appeal to companies and manufacturers. Tell me about growing the business through COVID.
Yeah, so we definitely grew a lot during COVID. A lot of our customers were growing from, e-commerce was booming in the initial part of COVID, and same with gaming as well, right? A lot of people
Mhm.
were at home, stuck at home playing games, and so both of those saw a lot of increase. Our team also grew a lot as our business was growing. The tail end of COVID, though, when there was a lot of logistical issues with shipping from overseas and all those nightmares, had a negative impact on the e-commerce business. And so, we did see a little contraction from some of our customers as smaller ones might have gone out of business or there was consolidation of e-commerce brands. So it's very interesting to follow that. But I would say on the whole, e-commerce has definitely picked back up. I think I guess maybe the economy is stabilized a little bit. I think people who have made the cuts have done the cuts that they need to for the time being and are ready to start growing again.
Excellent. All right. What role has content played in the growth of PickFu?
Yeah, we're big believers in content for sure. Our previous business was very SEO driven, actually. So a lot of organic traffic. We try to use content to both highlight different use cases, case studies, obviously, around our customer successes, and then content like this, like, all of it is content. So just getting out there in front of our potential customers and telling our story, and making it relatable to the problems that they might be having.
Excellent. Now, in terms of generating revenue, so the platform itself is free, but to utilize your pool of potential polies, that's when there's money changing hands, that there's a fee for
That's
using
right.
the service. Okay.
Yeah.
So
So it starts at $1 per respondent. So 15 respondents would be $15. It goes up with, obviously more respondents and then also with targeting. So if you wanted to target a more niche audience, it's going to cost a little bit more. So it's pretty straightforward.
focus groups are decimal places over from that.
Yes.
All right. Well, look into the future a year. What are some things you'd like to be celebrating personally and professionally?
Well, we're definitely looking to increase our brand recognition in the industries that we're focused on. So definitely the e-commerce and gaming specifically. So we've got a lot of interesting product features on the roadmap that we're hopeful will continue to help our customers gather data more quickly and reliably. Yeah, and I think this journey of entrepreneurship has been really personal fulfilling, and I know that both my co-founder and I didn't think we'd be running a team, any kind of team. Like I think we were always just trying to build something that was for us. And so, we're at 16 people and we're looking to continue to scale that. And so that's been personal fulfilling, and just continuing that journey of becoming a better manager and a leader is, really interesting, as I'm sure it's been for you.
Excellent. Hey, please tell us what your URL is, where people can find PickFu, and what social media outlets you're using these days.
Sure. PickFu's at pickfu.com. You can definitely go sign up. Like I said, we've got a very helpful customer success team that will also help you out if you have any questions. Otherwise, you can find me personally on LinkedIn, Justin Chen. I'm pretty active there if you want to connect over there.
Excellent. Justin Chen at PickFu, thank you for spending some time with us on Business Ninjas. I wish you and yours and PickFu all the best in the future.
Great. Thanks, Andrew.